Hello, my name is Yashti and I have an addiction. It's called yarn and knitting and crochet and all things of that. So why not show it off a little? Or not. I'm gonna show it off. And I have no idea how this is gonna go, so it's gonna be an experiment. Stick with me. Or not. That's up to you. This is my couch. This is part of my problem. This basket is filled with things that I am done knitting, but I had not weaved in the ends. And there is also a cardigan in the bottom that you can't see that is not finished. I have quite a few things like that. What I also have is a smaller basket in a little bit of a darker spot that has things that I need to fix. That has not yet happened. And of course, I have things that I'm working on. The purple one is actually done. It's a cute little shawl made from alpaca wool. That is a sweater, and I'm almost done. I need to weave in a few ends, and I need to basically, well, fix the neckline. Is that what it's called? And sew it here, and this is inside out. So I need to sew this all the way around and block it, and then I can use it. I'm knitting a pair of socks, and to have this come up nicely in camera was really hard. And they're almost done. I'm at the toe. Like started to decrease for the toe. And I'm crocheting a shawl in this pretty color. I was sure it was green, and it's not gonna come up well on the camera. I'm sure of it. Oh, wow, it does. I thought it was green, and then I thought it was blue, and then I thought it was green again, and it turns out it's green with speckled with a lot of blue in it. So it's a little bit of both. And wow, focus. Or not. There we go. And some of it is cotton, some of it is wool, and I have a lot of yarn. I also have a bit of a just trial up there to just see how I would do with granny stripes. I kind of like them. I really want to make a blanket. Technically I want to make two. One cotton one, made with cotton, granny stripes for a summer blanket, and one with wool for a winter blanket. The problem is, sure, I have several things on the go right now, and a lot of things that are like almost done. But I will show you my true addiction, I guess you could say. A little part of my addiction is in this one. It's meant to be sat on, but it contains a hole. And this is mostly cotton yarn. The challenge, and yes, there are unfinished objects in here too, and they're hard to show off because of lighting. And this is mostly cotton. So some for a lot of fine ones for crochet, and some a bit more for knitting, and a ton of random stuff. The problem is, when I have things like this, and I have this drawer, not everything is full, and sorry about the lighting, but I have a little bit of yarn here. I have, oh dear, I'm so sorry about the lighting, and I have a lot of finished objects in here. I have oh so much yarn here. I do not know what type of yarn this is. It's all random stuff, mostly without any paper or tags. This one has a tag, but the tag doesn't say what kind of yarn it is. Just, you know, to make fun of me or something. I have some synthetic yarn. That is a blend of so many things. And a lot more of synthetic yarn. Are you starting to see that I have an addiction? Because I have one more of the gray things. And this will not be easy one-handed. Hold on. Ta-da! This one is full with yarn that is wool, different wool blends. I got some 100% wool. I got some, where's the tag? 55% wool and 45% cotton. And a lot of it is like 80% wool and 20% nylon. And this, I know it's wool. It might be 80 wool and 20 nylon. It might not be. I don't have a tag for it. So the challenge with having that much yarn everywhere in the things that makes it basically hidden means I have a big addiction and I keep feeding it. I keep buying new yarn because I can't see everything. It's hidden. I mean, usually that's how it looks. So I can't see it. And if I can't see it, I don't remember what I have. So I have an idea. Because I have this skinny bookshelf here. And as you can see, it has some yarn on it. These are two of my newest acquisitions. They're called Super Buff footballs. And they're enough. One big of this one is enough for a pair of socks. And I was like, oh, I like knitting socks. And I like the yarn. I like the color. It's pretty. And I really want to learn how to knit toe-up socks. So not starting with the cuff, but starting with the toe. So I bought some more yarn because I didn't remember what I had. So my idea is that I will take, because it's winter, I've decided to start with the wool yarn. And all of this is wool. Different kind of wool. I don't know where it says on the tag here. I'm not sure if it can focus. There. 75% wool and 25% polyamide. So, you know, to make it sturdy. The sweater I showed in the beginning is this yarn. It's 100% merino wool. Superwash. I don't know what that really means, but it's there. This is called Baby Merino. It's 100% wool. It's really soft. So I've decided to put all the wool yarn that I have, or maybe not all, but a lot of it, in this skinny bookshelf to fill it up. Because that way I'll be able to see it, so it'll be easier to find projects, or not necessarily find project, but at least see the yarn that I have. So I get to, you know, have an easier time not buying new yarn all the time. So I'm gonna fill it up and see what happens. And yes, this is my Christmas gift, or one of them. It's a weight because I wanna knit from the toe up because on socks, because I want to be able to use up all the yarn and not be like left with tiny scraps of yarn, because I don't like it and I don't know what to use it for. So I want to divide this ball in half to make it easy for myself. I got this one for Christmas, so I can divide the yarn in half, and then half the yarn equals one sock. And then when I knit from the toe up, I could just use up the whole piece of yarn that I have. But before I do that, I'm gonna finish up these things and weave in the ends that basket, you know, I have to fix this basket, that will probably be left alone for quite some time. Sorry about that. But, you know, I have a lot of yarn. I want to fill the bookshelf so I can actually see it. The bottom shelf is my little weight. And then these I have more of, and I kind of wish that I had, you know, lighter bookshelves instead of dark brown, because that's yarn in there, you just can't see it very well. But these are, I'm not sure where they're coming from, as in which brand and all almost. They're really old. I have no idea where I got them. There's a lot of that, because I've been randomly collecting yarn pretty much since I was a kid. And then a friend of mine had, her mom passed away, and I got to get a lot of the yarn. And I've gotten a lot of yarn from my mom and some other family, so, you know, it's a lot of yarn. And sure, some I bought myself too. But this is 100% wool. It's not quite enough to a sweater, so I don't know what to do. But these I have more of, or not more than this, but I have that. These are singles, as in, oh, and the lighting makes it horrible. Sorry about that. But these are all single yarn that I have like one yarn of, and they have not been used any of. And some of them are really pretty. I mean, this bright blue, it's baby silk. It's baby alpaca and silk, and it's gorgeous. But what do you do with like one? So that's one shelf. And the next shelf is like also very much a random assortment. This is generally like, I have 2 of this one, and I have 2 of this glorious purple one. And this is baby alpaca and silk, a different combination than the other one. It is so soft, and it's so pretty, and it shows up even shinier on camera, but it's so soft. But this shelf is filled with either, or basically 1+ skein, or yarn, or like, this is one of the newer ones that I bought like, you know, 6 years ago. So it's a full one and a little extra. This one has a full one, a little extra. These 2 are both full with a little extra, so not sure what I will be making. This is the shelf, and yes, we have 2 layers because there are some back there too, but you can't see them. You literally can't see them, but there's something in the black hole there is yarn. But these I have either 2 or more of, except, you know, the footballs, but the footballs are basically a sock. And then top shelf has scraps. None of these are a full yarn, so they're all just random. And yes, there are in 2 layers because, you know, there's a lot of yarn. But that's all the wool yarn I have, and I can't do any more of it, any of the other yarns, because, well, they wouldn't fit. This is pretty much full with all the wool yarn. Now I've decided to keep the wool yarn here until the end of at least February, probably March, because by then it'll be, at least in April, it will be warmer, so I'll probably keep it here until the end of March and use as much as I can. If you have some ideas what to use with all the scraps, or what to do with all the scraps, please let me know. I desperately need to figure that one out. And also, like, what would you do with all different types of yarn? Because I can't make, well, for some of it where I have a lot, or have a little bit more, I can do something. Where I only have one, it's a little harder. And with the scraps, what do you do with scraps? I don't know. So I need to figure that out. and I have a lot to do apparently. And I wanted to just mention the sweater I'm wearing, which is impossible to show off properly, but I made this. This is the second sweater I ever made, and I think I did a good job. I mean, several people have asked me if I bought it anywhere, and when I say I knitted it, and they were like, oh, but it's so nice. So yes, it's important to brag about what you do sometimes, so I just wanted to do that right now. I want to thank you for watching. This is not would have been a normal video for me, but I wanted to do like the Knitting Diaries because I've started watching a lot of people knitting and doing crochet on YouTube because apparently you can find anything. I kind of knew that, but I didn't, for some reason, quite realize that, hey, maybe I want to learn about that too. And I do. And I have a lot of yarn, as you saw. The bookshelf yarn, which is shall now be referred to from now, is all my wool yarn. And I have a lot more, as you saw. So, yikes and help and absolutely yippee, and I cannot wait to figure out what to do with everything. And now that I can see it, I have a feeling it's gonna be easier to figure out what to do because, you know, I can see it. I can think about it in a better way because I can also see how much I have of each yarn. So, yeah. I have a lot of threads to weave in, or ends to weave in, so I don't think that would happen this year because I'm filming this on December 31st of 2022, so the last day of the year, and all the ends will not be weaved in by the end of this year. That would have been really cool, but it's not happening. But, you know, at some point next year, maybe it'll be my January goal. I do like goals. The execution of said goals that I make, a little harder, but we'll see. I hope you had a good time watching the video and maybe you want to see more. If so, click subscribe. That helps me as a creator out, and also if you watch other YouTube channels that you enjoy, help them out by subscribing and liking and commenting, even if it's just to say hi. So, hello to the one who says hello in the comment section, and obviously everyone else too. I'm starting to ramble, so I'm gonna finish this video now. Now, have a nice day, and I'll see you in the next video.